All right, well, good evening. At 6:01 p.m., I will call the meeting to order. And roll call.
Okay, Christine Gator. Here. Jason Mellon.
Here.
Nick Redovan.
Here.
Nick Nodell.
Here.
Sarah Knack. Johnson, secretary here. Trustee Gator.
Here.
Administrator Garcia. Here. And budget analyst Janice here.
Perfect, thank you. We'll put it up to community participation. Seeing none, we'll move into the consent agenda. Only item on the consent agenda is February 26, 2024 committee meetings. Any discussion about the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed, same sign. None, we'll move into financial. January 20.
Well, Donna's not here, but Janice is. We can look things up if needed. If you have any questions, happy to take those. If we can't answer, we'll get back to you. But happy to hear from you all.
I really appreciate you putting the answers in the packet. It's been really nice. Thank you for that.
I was going to say this. I was maybe same thing. I like this kind of where we're taking notes of the questions and getting responses, and they're going in.
Yeah. I figure myself as a resident, that's how I would like to see it. If I heard there were questions, I'd like to know what the answers were.
And I want to say that the financial reports are looking better and better. Thank you guys are working hard and doing really well. Oh, and thank you all for the people. They're going, it's really good. I like it. I just have a few things that might be corrections.
Okay.
Page 10, which for
So it'll be page 10 of the packet.
Okay, page 10 of the packet.
Yeah, page 10 of the packet. The protective inspection, I thought we moved that to planning. Might need to be somewhere under the planning department. I don't think we have it.
You see it, it's two. Yep, because there's nothing budgeted for it. Take a look at it.
And then, yes, not included in the overall budget amount.
Okay.
Minor things, right? Really minor.
Yeah.
We know they're getting paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if that's why it hasn't shown up yet.
That's probably why, but you would think there'd be a spot for it.
Yeah,
It's
just zero out of,
expended.
Yeah.
It should still be there somewhere.
That's helpful because it helps us when we're looking to report. If we're looking at the budgeted number and it's $2 million less than it should be.
Right.
That changes things dramatically.
Then I have a couple of questions. So, Mr. Rose was saying sometimes we don't have it budgeted, but we're going to put it under that category because it's long, regardless of whether there's a budget for it. So I was wondering, in that same line of thinking, if we could put things under like a gift category, if they're like a volunteer appreciation, employee appreciation gift, so that we know how much we spend over the year for gifts. I'm not against gifts, just want to know how much we spend on them, but they're thing to be like in office supplies, so maybe that and meals. There is page 64. There's an all-staff lunch, which is totally fine, but it's under a category called marketing services. So maybe if we just add a meals category, so that we know that, I don't know. I mean, that's up to you guys. The meals category be And then, sorry, going back to page 36, under the planning department, there's reimbursable services, and there's the attorney's fees. So it just seems strange that someone's gonna reimburse us for attorney fees. So that was my question.
I'm sorry, it's not on page
36.
36.
Okay.
They're reimbursable services. It seems strange.
So if we have, so if there's anything that we can bill back to a developer, that's, we would, that would be reimbursable service.
So when Dan sends the bills to us monthly, he'll notate like which ones were to Sage Homes, right? And then it's up to if he wants Sage Homes for that.
This one is, this is to our water attorney, so there must have been some sort of work done on behalf of the water attorney for, related to a development.
And the only other one I have is,
Your corresponding revenue GL then that shows what services have been reimbursed.
I don't,
We have a budget for reimbursable services
Yeah.
and revenues, so that they
But that's
estimate, but I
reasonable.
think that mainly looks at safe bill, because that's where most of it comes in, is we pay safe bill for someone, but then we bill it on to the end user, if I'm remembering correctly, so I believe there is a revenue line, so I would assume, but I don't know for sure.
it
So, but there-
encompasses everything.
water fund under electricity. We're paying for residents' electricity. $250.
No, that Fox Drive is one of ours.
Maybe it has the wrong address, but 7250
Is it?
But we've done an audit of that, so we need to double check. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yep. Thank you.
Discussion. Incentives or limits? Well, because I think there's two different categories, like one category which would be volunteers, and the other category would be, and I think we have this, we try to move this into HR, but like for employees, so like your service, things like that. I think most of that's supposed to be in HR now. Those would be usually those like gifts or things we provide there.
But when they're not in that. Employee appreciation category.
Let me look at that. Let me toss it around, see what we can do. I hear what you're saying. Let me see what I can do.
Keeps it from looking
Yeah.
like.
Right, sure, yeah, I know it's, and we battle between, do you create a line item for $48? Is it? Just like we used to have line items for, to purchase the recorders and things like that, there were individual line items. I know we were trying to clean up the budget, but maybe that's something.
What says meals and entertainment? So
Meals.
that's a good category, but that like encompasses
Yeah,
meals
yeah,
and gifts.
yeah.
I don't-
Let's see, and I'll poke around a couple of them just to see what they do, because we Others do it, we have what's worked. For those budgets.
We can make them separate out what he gives.
Mhm. Here, everything employee related comes through each.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that.
And
That's what you guys.
That includes other department, like that's all.
It's all the departments we included, yeah, because there used to be like a miscellaneous line item and things like that, so we've moved everything into human resources. There's a small budget that is for, like, when you've been here a year, you get $100. If you've been here 5 years, you get $50. You know, that's what we do now, if we don't buy.
Any other comments or discussion about the treasurer's report or the detailed reserve?
Yeah.
I know.
No complaints, beautiful outside, I have not been outside yet today. All upstairs.
Oh,
When the sun goes down, yeah.
we'll give you some daylight.
All right, moving into then reports, we will go with Ms. Garcia, and I know you sent an email today that we need to address.
So, right, so, Nick was going to volunteer for the finance director interviews. He's got some scheduling conflicts for Thursday, and I didn't know if anybody else would be available to participate.
Wednesday, tomorrow.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
Or sorry, not tomorrow, Wednesday. Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my God.
We just went all different directions.
We just went off. Wednesday.
Yeah, so finance director's interviews are Wednesday, starts about 10:50 a.m., goes to about 4:20 p.m. It is a full day. But didn't know about anybody else's schedules, and if there's nobody else available, I understand completely. Okay.
That's one. Volunteer and sunset.
It comes out of the HR department. It's all good. We plan for these things.
You get to work with me and the mayor and Patty and Dan, so.
Yeah, it'll be a very fun
Be a
day.
great time.
Yes. All right. Well,
Okay.
that's fine. We'll report out. Trustee Gator can
Okay.
report out at the next meeting.
So
or-
what I'll say is, if there's anything that you would like in terms of questions or specific things, if you can email those to me tonight, I'm compiling a list to send to Stephanie,
Mhm.
tomorrow from questions from the trustees. So, and if you think of things like, hey, please be on the lookout for this, these are some questions I'd like you to ask, are important to me, just send those directly to me. And then what I'll do is I'll get those over to Stephanie so they can be to the interviews. And then I will let you guys know. Get your feedback to me, and then I will.
Any other staff reports?
So tomorrow night, Tuesday night, strategic planning over at the Leaper Center, starting at 6 p.m. This is an opportunity for the residents to provide feedback as to what they would like to see in their community. And after this, then post-election, the Board of Trustees will go into strategic planning as a whole, but this is an opportunity to start topics of interest to the residents, and so everybody's welcome. Invite your friends, your family. Resident. Have them.
This is huge. I think this is our second time doing this. But it was really helpful this last time when we went into strategic planning, that feedback. I mean, that's a lot of the things that you see on that list up there came from, it started out as notes that somebody had put on a little sticky note. And then that kind of went through a process. Yep. So encourage people, if you guys can make it, would encourage you, even if you can't stay the entirety of the time, try to come by and share some thoughts. I tell people this is basically what will tell the next board for the next 2 years what is important and what they should focus on. So if you want to have input, this is a great opportunity to do that, and it helps the elected officials to then not just come and say, here's what we want, but actually, okay, what did the community ask for, and then work those in, and then work in staff sees it important that they see as
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. at the Leaper. And Michaela's coming to facilitate.
Any questions for Garcia from? Yeah. Yep. All right, any other staff report? Gator, you a good leeway in there, don't forget it's election.
Yes, it is election season.
You mentioned the next elected official.
Yes, the next elected officials, but along with that, so the way we set up the finance committee is that each new board chooses a new finance committee. So all of our other boards are staggered. Our finance committee is, all of the terms are 2 years. So that term will expire in June. We will have the process open up. We'll do interviews again for the positions, and then we'll reappoint the new board. Will reappoint members to that finance committee. It's done an amazing job. I know it's been figuring things out. We finally are getting reports, which is exciting. So I appreciate you guys have kind of borne with us as this is a new thing for the town, but I really think, I know for me, it's been beneficial because you guys have caught a lot of things that have helped to make sure that I'm getting better information as a trustee. And I know a lot of the other trustees appreciate the work that you guys are doing as well, because again, we've got bankers, we've got audit experience, purchasing, accounting. That's not experience we have on the board of trustees. We all come from different backgrounds, but a lot of us don't have a strong financial background. So it's great to have members of the community that are there looking at things, able to help the staff, an extra set of eyes on things, be able to catch things. It's really been beneficial. So I hope I'll do an amazing job. But also, if you're like, hey, it's somebody else's turn, encourage a friend or somebody that you think would be good. Encourage them to apply for that.
Probably roll that out. And the applications.
Any finance committee member? I just have a question. I mean, great feedback. Obviously, the major takeaways, good takeaways. Does the board, I mean, is there anything we should be doing with this audit?
What I would love for you guys is to go through, each of you has a different perspective. I know I caught one thing that they incorporated our water lease. It's really not a capital expenditure, it's an operating expense. So Don's already working on getting that. Again, it was in there, it was just putting the wrong thing. And it's like, well, this isn't a cap, this is operation. So go through there. If you see anything that looks off or you have questions about that, please get those over to Don. So that way he can just work through that and make sure that it's a clean audit. It's still kind of the final draft. I'm working through reviewing it. That was something the water and sewer funds for me. Those I would say, if you're like, I have limited time, please look at those. Because again, those are the ones where we're concerned, right? The trend is that they're going potentially negative. So that's one we really want to make sure we've got good, solid information that we're working with, because that will drive future decisions on how we make sure those funds stay. So can you review a couple of those? But really would love just to get anything. If you see anything, just let staff know that. You can either check to see if it's appropriate or correct, and if it's not, they can.
April, first part of April, let's say election day. That way we can, because that's Tuesday, and that would give us time to make corrections before Thursday packet. Both of them should be something.
Get off.
Baby steps, baby steps.
Yes, the election is April 2nd, so everyone should have their ballots at this point. So you can drop them off either at the box right here. And I was told we also have access to Larimer County's box starting next week or this week. Sorry.
It was last.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that we actually can use the Larimer County box, which is awesome. So you can either drop it at if you go to the library, it needs to go in the election Larimer County box, not in the book drop at the library. We have had that happen before. So the book drop at the library is not. Yeah, so in the parking lot or just in the drop box right here on site. This Municipal Services Building. I always want to say Main Street Building.
Any other finance committee reports? Gator, technically you're next, but I know
I know, I think
you, did I go out of order? Okay,
you're good, you got me.
well, 21 minutes in, folks. Weird. Anyone have anything else to talk about? All right, seeing none, that's 21. Meeting. Thank you all.